Psych Rocket. Psych Rocket. What are we talking about today?
Relationships. Psych Rocket. Oh my god, I lost it there. Relationships, how have they changed since you stopped drinking?
Relationship changes since you stopped. Do you want to go first, Alex?
Sure.
Yeah.
When I drank, I kind of, I tolerated it a lot. I went to places and I talked to people that I didn't really get along with, and I didn't have anything in common, but it was okay. I was inebriated enough just to kind of get along with them, and nothing ever happened no good conversation ever happened, and I ended up, just going to places because it had booze, not because of certain people that were there, right? And I think most people would agree that if you showed up at a party and there was no booze there, it'd be like, what the heck kind of party is this? Like, hey, let's go pregame first, and then we can go over there, right? So now what I do is I actually go there for the people that I get along with. I think it's right now I talk to people much more genuinely, in a more genuine and honest way, instead of just going there just as another place to drink, as an excuse to drink. I go there for the people and for the conversation and exchanging experiences and whatever, just going there, getting drunk off the people there, not the booze, right? I also don't hang out with people, obviously, that drink heavily, because that would just be a disaster. I don't know if you're ever in a situation where you're sober and you see someone that's wasted, it's horrible. Yeah. And you just think back, you have flashbacks of times when you used to be that wasted, and you think back like, man, I hope no one saw me sober at that, because I probably look like an idiot. But you don't remember, you don't think that, because you're a hot shit when you're drunk. At least that's what you think. So I mean, in terms of my relationship with my fiance, I am certain that I can be there for her when I need to be. If I'm drinking and I get a call, let's say an emergency, whatever, God forbid she gets in an accident or something happens, I can run out and deal with it. I can be there for her. Or if there's some kind of problem I need to deal with, I can do that. If I'm drinking, I can't do that. I can imagine, let's say, I get a call from her and I'm drinking, I'm like, 6-7 beers deep, and say, I've been in a really bad accident, I need you to come here. Sorry, babe, can't drive. I gotta wait for a taxi, I gotta wait for an Uber. That's not right. I think that's messed up. And so now I can really be there for her when I need to be. This one's important. I'm sure anyone that's ever been really drunk can relate to this. Saying things when you're drunk and then thinking back afterwards and saying, I wish I hadn't said that. I wish I never said that, because that's not what I really wanted to say. One of the benefits about being sober is that you can articulate your words exactly how you want people to hear, and you can communicate more effectively, instead of just having these unhinged emotions just do all your talking for you. You get angry, you're stupid, blah, 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 just going nuts on someone when you're wasted. But that doesn't happen, of course, when you're sober, and so that's a huge, huge plus. How about for you, Dermot?
Relationship changes. So when I think of myself and think of when I was drinking and now that I'm not, you have roles. You're someone's son, you're someone's brother, you're someone's dad, someone's husband, someone's friend, someone's co-worker. You have all these roles, and when I was drinking, I take a look at how I played each of those roles, and then I think about how I operate in those roles now that I'm sober. And as far as your relationship with other people in those roles, the difference is night and day, but it's to do with yourself and how you feel. How do you feel in those roles, and how honest are you in how you're feeling? And I think that's what really affects your relationships, because when I think of maybe my role as a husband, for instance, with my wife when I was drinking, there was things that I'd done that wasn't 100% honest. And they weren't like terribly bad things, like I was cheating on her, or like, looking at a wandering eye, or those typical things, but it was like, silly things like, sleeping an extra hour because I was hungover and, she's with the kids, or just things like that where you're not 100% honest with yourself in that relationship. And, it's subtle changes like that. Now that I'm sober and I don't drink, I don't have to worry about those silly little things. And certain things like that don't compound, they don't compound. My role as a co-worker, again, night and day. When I was drinking, going into work hungover, you're not productive, you're not 100% invested in it. When you don't drink, you don't have to even begin to worry about that. You know that you're going to be focused. You know that you're awake. You're ready to go. You want to achieve as much in your working day as you can, and that trickles into everything. It inspires everybody else, and you're in a much better position to lead by example in your workplace and just be a better co-worker. So not much change really in relationship, but you just know that you're going to be honest in your relationships with other people, and that you're going to be 100% and not operating at 50-60% clouded. You have clarity, you're more honest, and you're more equipped to deal appropriately with each role and your relationship in the roles.
Yeah, perfect.
So,
that makes sense.
Yeah.